This conference will now be recorded.
Right, so we are discussing this custom IDOC, and as part of that, we have done with what configuration at what sender side. Okay, so we have created one database table, a client dependent database table. So client dependent means the structure will be available across the clients, but the data will be specific to client. So in the 800 client, we created some four records, employee numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we created two logical systems, assigned the logical systems to client. Then, as usual, we created the RSP destination port number. Then, since this is the custom IDOC, we need to create our custom message type, custom IDOC type, and custom segment. So, for that, initially we created the segment with some three fields, and we ensured that all the segment fields are what the character fields. And while creating the segment, we have selected the checkbox qualified segment, so that when the IDOCs are generated and displayed, the first field value of the segment will be suffixed with the segment name, as a qualifier. Okay, so it doesn't have any effect on the functionality. It is just to indicate what data that particular segment is carrying. So generally, the first field of the any segment will be an important field, which will what hold the unique value throughout the segment. Okay, so like employee number, material number, customer number, vendor number, something like that. Okay, then we have released the segment. Then we created the IDOC type, attached the segment to the IDOC type, then we release the IDOC type, then we created message type. We have linked the message type to IDOC type. After that, we created the partner profile and configured the outbound parameters. Okay, and we created a blank selection program. Then coming to the receiver side, okay, at the receiver also should know who is the sender. So I think already we created the partner profile. So let me log on to the receiver client. So this is a receiver client 810. Right, receiver client. Okay. So I'll go to W20. We need to create the partner profile for receiver. The partner for receiver is our sender, and partner profile for any system will be the partner logical system. So here we created a partner profile for receiver system. Then for this partner profile, since this is the receiver, we need to create the inbound parameters. We need to create the inbound parameters. What is the formula for inbound parameters? It is a combination of message type and what? Inbound process code. Any message type we created in the 800 client, and we know that message type is client independent. So client independent means if you create in one client, it will be available across the clients within the same server. If you are doing the communication across the servers, so in that receiver system also, we need to create all these things again: segment, IDOC type, message type, everything. Okay. So here, any message type is available. Just we need to create the inbound process code. Inbound process code, where do we create in W42? While creating the inbound process code, we need to attach a inbound function model, inbound program, inbound function model. Okay. So first of all, before creating the inbound process code, we need to create the function model, link the function model with the message type and IDOC type, register the function model as inbound program. Then we need to create the inbound process code, attach that inbound process code with the inbound function model. So first of all, I require what? Inbound function model. So first let me create the function model. Okay, so if you see the steps here, we know that in ABAP function models are stored inside what? Function group. Okay, so first of all, let me create a function group for holding the function model. So why we are creating the function model? If you take our material example, material IDOC, what is the inbound process code for material IDOC? MATM. MATM is the inbound process code. Okay, so if you go to W42, let me search for the inbound process code with the name what MATM. So let me search for that here. This is MATM done. So this is inbound process code for material master. So this inbound process code, if I go to details, yeah, I can see processing typing or processing by function model. It is linked with what? A function model here. IDOC underscore input underscore matmas 01. If I double click on this, if I double click on this IDOC underscore input underscore matmas 01 is a function model. Okay, and this function model has got some parameters, import parameters, export parameters, might be contain some tables parameter, and there is some source code. So when we create our inbound function model for employee, the signature would be same, means the parameters would be same, but the source code, the logic would be related to what? Employee. Here the logic is for reading the incoming middle IDOC and what posting that middle IDOC to the receiver system. Vikash, can you please mute your speakers? Yeah, right. So here I need to create the logic for inbound function model to read the employee IDOC data and post it to the employee table. So since I want the same signature, first of all, let me create the function group. So where do we create the function group in our or normal basic ABAP? I can create it in SC37 and activate in SC80, or else directly I can create in SC80 and activate that. So let me quickly create a function group. So I'll go to SC80. Let me give some function group. You can give any name. Okay, so I'll give the function group name as something zidoc f group. Some name I'll give. So in SC18 object navigator, from the drop down I'll choose function group. Let me provide the function group name. I'll give it as zidoc f group, some name. Since it is a custom function group, we need to start with ZRY. So I gave zidoc f group, press enter. Function group does not exist, create the object, yes. I'll provide some description, I'll give, right? So save it. I'll save it in the local object. So function group will be created, and as usual we know whenever a function group is created, two include programs gets generated. One is stop include program, another is not UXX. So before I start using this function group, I need to activate this. So I'll right click on this function group and also what? Activate. It's activating. Right, function group is what? Activated. Z IDOC F group is a function group. Now let me create what? A function model. So you can see the steps here. I created the function group for holding the function group. This is the function group. Now let me create one function model. Okay, so if you see the steps here, create the function model which will act as inbound program. You can give any name. Let us give the same name here. And what is the note I gave here? Copy the parameters, import parameters, export parameters, tables parameters, exceptions of material inbound function model. What is the material inbound function model? IDOC underscore input underscore matmas01 to the above custom function model. So let me go to SC37. I'll create the function model. Right, Z read employee IDOC, Z read employee IDOC, done. Create. What is the function group? Z IDOC F group. I need to provide the it's Z IDOC F group. Here I'll give the short text. Some short text, let me save it. Done. So I'm trying to create a function model with the name Z read employee IDOC. So for this function model, we need to provide the import parameters here. So it's not possible or we don't know what parameters you have to give. That's why I have opened the inbound function model for material. You need to copy the same signature. Whatever the signature is there for this for inbound function model for material. Okay, same signature we should follow for what? All the inbound programs. So let me copy it. So the import section. How do you copy this? Say Control Y first. When you say Control Y, you will get the selection icon. You're not getting that. 1 second. Mm, Now I got. Okay. Control Y I said. Just select it. Select this. Okay. So I'm selecting these things. Parameter name, type, and associated type. Okay. Or you can select this also. Control Y. Yeah, I'll select up to this. Done. Okay. Control C. Control C. Go back to your function model and paste it here. Control Y. Done. Okay. And let me provide the same thing here. This third parameter nodes, they are optional and all are passed by value. Let me just do the same thing. So I'll just select all this and all the parameters are passed by value. I'm just selecting this. Done. Press enter. Enter, 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 enter. Done. I got the descriptions also. Fine. This is my import parameters. Okay. Now let me go to export. From the export also, just copy and go to export. Done. Right. So I'll say Control Y first, then select this. Control C, Control V. Done. All are passed by value. Enter, enter, enter. and done. Then I'll go to changing. Do we have any changing parameters? No changing parameters. Any tables? Yes, we have table parameters. As usual, I'll select Control Y first. Select this. Control C. I'll go to tables. Control V. Done. Okay. Then I'll go to exceptions. Here also I'll take exceptions. Yeah, there is one exception available here. Let me take the same kind of thing. 1 second. I'll take the same thing here. Control Y, Control C, Control V, done. Okay. So I copied the signature from one of the standard inbound function model. What is that I took? Material. Okay. So in the real time also, whenever you are developing any inbound program, you follow the same process. But source code I should not copy because this source code is related to what? Material. Okay. This source code is reading the incoming material IDOC and posting that IDOC to the material table. So here we need to write the program. We need to write the program to read the incoming employee IDOC and post that employee IDOC to the employee table. So as of now I'm creating a blank function module. So let me save it. Okay, let me go to attributes and check. They created it as what? Remote function model. So in my case also I'll go to attributes. I'll create this as what? Remote enabled function model. Let me save it so that I can call it from other SAP servers also. Let me check for the syntax errors, no errors, activate. So I created a blank function module. What is that function module name? Z read employee IDOC. Done. Okay. What is the next step now? Link the message type and IDOC type with the function model. What is the T code? W57. So we need to provide the function model name, function type, basic type. What is the basic IDOC type? ZEMP IDOC. What is the message type? EMP MSG. And you have to give the direction as what? Inbound. So let us go to W57 and register this function, link this function model with the message type and IDOC type. So I'll go to W57. Right. So in the W57, so let me open it in editable mode. The table is client independent. Continue, continue, and new entries. What is the function module name? Z read employee IDOC. Just now we created this Z read employee IDOC. Function type, choose it as what? Function module. Okay, these are other things are into workflow which we are not aware. So just choose what? Function model. Basic type, nothing but IDOC type. What is IDOC type in our case? ZEMP IDOC. What is the sorry? What is the message type? EMP MSG. Done. EMP MSG. And then the direction. Choose it as what? Inbound. Choose the direction as what? Inbound. Let me save it. Continue. Again, the new request. Continue. Right. So we have linked our function model with the message type and what IDOC type. Done. Then the next step is we need to register this function module as an inbound program. So for that, the next step is register the function model as what inbound. What is the T code for that? BD51. So let us go to BD51 and register our function model as an inbound program. So I'll go to BD51. Table is client independent. Right? I'll click on new entries. Yeah, here I need to give a function model name. What is the function? You can browse here. You can browse here. Anyhow, we know that. So Z read employee IDOC. Z read employee IDOC. There is another mandatory field input type. Let me browse this. Here we have 0, 1, and 2. Always choose this one, 1. The other options are related to EDI too, so not required for us. For IDOC, choose what? 1. Individual input. Means for every IDOC received, it is going to read that particular data and going to post it. So I'll choose what? 1. Always choose 1. That's all. Z read employee IDOC and input type is what? 1. Let me save it. Right. So we registered our function model as what? Inbound